I'm gonna tickle, tickle, tickle. I'm gonna tickle, tickle you. You're gonna giggle, giggle, giggle. You're gonna giggle.
What is up, my Tickle Me crew? This is Chad here, and it's time for another episode of Chad's Top 10. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about 10 stupid things that I did while I was in high school. So please learn from my mistakes and don't be like me. Number 10. Sophomore year, I had this class at the end of the day. It was kind of a PE class, but it was a class for people that were actually playing sports. And at the time, I was playing football, so it was kind of required for us to take this weightlifting class. And for whatever reason, I will never understand this, but the weightlifting class actually counted as a foreign language credit. So instead of having to take Spanish twice, we only had to take Spanish once. So I guess in a way it worked out because weightlifting was an easy A. So anyway, I, for whatever reason, thought it would be a good idea to play hooky and never show up to class, because the few times that I actually showed up to class, the teacher, who was actually my football coach, never even walked into the gym to check on us to see if we actually showed up. So I noticed since the teacher didn't show up, I thought it would be, okay, I never thought I would get in trouble for skipping class. So I ended up skipping class, and I went to the school library and I just did my homework in the library before I went home. So that way whenever I got home I didn't have to do anything. I could just relax, play video games, watch TV, whatever, and I would have my homework done. So anyway, I probably skipped class for like 2 months. And then unfortunately my dad went to a gas station, and one of the guys that was in the class and was on my football team actually saw my dad, and he asked how I've been because he hadn't seen me in a while, and he said that I haven't been showing up to my weightlifting class. And obviously my dad had no idea that I was skipping class, so my dad kind of freaked out and he was like, "What do you mean Chad hasn't been showing up to class?" And the guy said, "Well, I haven't seen him in class for a few months now." And my dad, whenever he got home, he just lost it. So needless to say, it was not pretty. The librarian would even ask me if I even had a class, and I would obviously lie and say that I didn't have a class that period, just so that I could stay in the library and not get in trouble. But in the end, it all worked out because actually I got out of the class with a 100 and perfect attendance, even though I never showed up. Number 9. During high school, I had a really bad habit of falling asleep in class. And during my world history class one time, I was sitting with my friend Steven, and I fell asleep, and Steven thought it would be funny to draw a penis on my face, on my cheek, and I don't know how he didn't wake me up by drawing on my face. Apparently I'm a very heavy sleeper, but when I woke up there was a penis on my face, and obviously nobody said anything, so I was walking around with a dick on my face. And I went into the bathroom and I looked in the mirror because people were like laughing at me like all day. And I can't believe a teacher didn't say anything. Like, what in the world? So I see this on my face and I'm like trying to wash it off, and it was in marker obviously, so it wasn't coming off fully. Like, I got most of it, but you could still see that there was a penis on my face, and oh my god, I wanted to kill him for that. Number 8. Freshman year in gym class, my friend Todd and I got in trouble for play fighting, or horseplay as the school called it. And I actually sprained my wrist because I was like gonna punch Todd, but he dodged it and I hit the wall. And apparently I hit the wall so hard that it actually sprained my wrist, and I had to go to the nurse about it. Plus I got written up for it for fighting. Number 7. Freshman year, Todd and I also got written up because in the school library, Todd and I would like to play around, and we would type things on each other's computers. And one time I typed "fuck you bitches" on Todd's computer, making it seem like Todd typed that, and I put it in really bold, like 72 font, so that pretty much the whole school could see it. And the librarian saw it and called the assistant principal in, and the assistant principal took Todd and I into her office, and she wrote us up for using foul language and all that, and for not using school computers appropriately. And she asked who typed it, and I blamed it on Todd, and Todd blamed it on me, so she didn't know who was telling the truth. And yeah, we both got written up. We also got in-school suspension. Number 6. Like most teenagers in high school, I too texted in class all the time. And the one time that I get in trouble for it, I did not give the teacher my cell phone because I didn't want the school to keep my phone for a week, because honestly that's not fair. And I told the teacher that, and I was trying to be as nice as possible, but the teacher actually wrote me up and said that I was disrupting class and that I was being really rude, but I really wasn't being rude. I just told her that I'm not going to give my phone for them to keep for a week, and that's it. But anyway, she wrote me up and I actually got suspended for not cooperating with the teacher. Number 5. In my Spanish class, we had this homework assignment, and for whatever reason it was talking about pineapples, and we had to like get in front of the class and we had to say like certain sentences about pineapples. And one of my sentences was, I like pineapples, but in Spanish. So what I meant to say was, I like pineapples, but what I really said was, I like penis. And everybody busted out laughing, and the teacher just shook her head, and I had no idea what I said. And I said, what did I say? And she said, Chad, you like penis. And everybody just busted out laughing. Apparently in Spanish, penis and pineapple are very similar. Number 4. During one of my football practices, I actually forgot my football pants belt thingy. And obviously that keeps your pants up when you're running and stuff and when you're being tackled. So I didn't wear my belt, and I actually got tackled and I lost my pants. Number 3. Freshman year, we were required to take a class on sex ed, and like most students, everybody wants to sit with their friends. So I sat next to 2 of my friends, and we were obviously cutting up because we're so immature. And anyway, they get to this point where they start showing us this video of this guy checking his ball sack for lumps. And it was like zooming in on his freaking ball sack and his penis and everything. He's like checking himself. And I just lost it. I busted out laughing. And the teacher had to stop the video and send me out of the class because I was causing a disturbance. I'm so mature. Number 2. I had this massive crush on this girl for like a year and a half. And I would be like asking her friends what she thought of me and just all this stuff, and I would leave her notes in her locker and stuff. And finally I got the courage to ask her out, but I did it in the lamest way possible. I sent her a text message asking her if she wanted to go out. And obviously you don't ask somebody out via text message. Needless to say, she said no. Number 1. So I was sitting in math class in the back of the room with my friend Steven, and obviously we were goofing off. And we were on the computers doing some math problems or whatever. We were using some program that our class used. I don't know what it was called. But anyway, Steven tells me to check out this website called Sour Math. And he tells me that it is like this math tutoring website where you can put any problem in the little thing and it'll give you the answer automatically. So obviously I fall for it, and I'm in the middle of class. Thank God the teacher walks out of the room. But I have the speakers on and everything, and I go to sourmath.com or whatever it was, and this website is definitely not a math tutoring website. It was like a gay porn website or whatever, and yeah, just thank God that the teacher wasn't in the room. Do not let your friends talk you into going to sourmath.com. Alright guys, that was this episode of Chad's Top 10. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, favorite, subscribe, comment, and toodles.